The bells are coming, a new year is upon us, but most importantly, it is a brand new day here on Fog Football. It's the last day of 2023, and I'm going to put all the bitterness and the tears to one side and admit Celtic won 2-1 yesterday. And you know what? We'll see who's laughing come May. Welcome back to the channel. Final Spfl review show. Hit me with it.
Yeah, maybe in a new year, but it was the same old results in the Old Firm derby. Celtic continuing to come out on top, and it's like deja vu, in my opinion, for the first game of the season, where Rangers went into the game expected to win, having the momentum. Celtic had a bit of a depleted squad, not full strength. Results weren't great. Rangers were expected to perform and deliver, and it just didn't happen. And Celtic win yet another Old Firm game without having to be good. So, very interesting to talk about, but we'll start. It wasn't the only bad controversial VAR calls, by the way, of the week. Hearts also getting shafted, but we'll talk about that.
And crazy 30-yard goalie strikes as well. We have to kick off with League Two. We got Clyde against Stenhousemuir. Everybody put their money on Stenhousemuir. And you know what? You're almost... Well, I'll say almost. I mean, I guess it was 2-0 for pretty much the whole game.
A good win for Stenhousemuir. Clyde are going down.
They are going down. It's safe to say. Elgin City beat Peterhead 2-1. Forth Athletic drew 0-0 East 5. And then we had it. We had on. There was only three. There was only 3 League Two games. Fair enough. And as we look at the League Two table, Stenhousemuir's won it, man. Clyde, I think are down. That's it. I mean, Dumbarton are looking pretty good as well. Spartans and Peterhead. Those 3 will fight for second as we move on to League One.
Yeah, Clyde are getting cut adrift. It's unfortunate, but I don't see them coming back.
I predict it 4-0 here, but Hamilton won 5-2. No real surprise. You know, Hamilton are flying high. I mean, these you could have stuck your house on these two.
Yeah, winning every single week. Both scored 5 goals. Both
5-0
on
at
fire.
half-time. 5-0 at half-time for Hamilton, 4-0 at half-time for Falkirk. Montrose through with Cove Rangers. Queen of the South won. I believe we went that way as well, and that was the last game there. So here is your League One table. Falkirk's at 5 points clear of Hamilton. Hamilton, I don't think they'll finish. Well, they will finish second, but here, if they've got any hope of first, they need to just stick in there, don't they, at the end of the day? And Edinburgh City, they're lucky, and an Athletic are just as shite as them, or else they would be in deep trouble. So let's move on.
Yeah, they're not exactly cut adrift, are they?
No, they're not. But as we look at the Championship, we get Ayr United 2, Dunfermline Athletic 2. I said all these games were incredibly hard to call, but I think the fact that Dunfermline were 2-0 up inside 10 minutes, they'll be kicking themselves at this draw. You don't think so? Because, I mean, come on.
Yeah, 2-0 up. Probably should see it the game here, and they haven't done that, so big chance to get 3 points on the board. Aidan McGeady got a goal back, then Frankie Masunda equalised for Ayr. Ayr, though, I think they've been not bad. They've been putting in some decent wee results there, but I think when you're 2-0 up, you should always be looking to win a game.
Yeah, and here we go. Another 0-0, another draw. Inverness against Greenock. Expect Inverness to win. Airdrie beat Queen's Park. Not surprised at the mighty Airdrie. Let's talk about this game, though, because what a man is Ali Adams with that wonder strike from a goalie. 30-yard wonder strike.
I mean, a strike that a lot of strikers in the Scottish Premiership, I mean, any striker in the Scottish Premiership would be proud of.
Kyogo and Shankland, this was.
Probably better.
Better.
To be honest, probably better than any goal I've seen for Shankland and Kyogo this season. What a strike for Ali Adams.
I'm not blasting him, right? But this just proves you, though, that like some of these wonder strikes that players produce, I mean, anyone can hit them. This was a hit and fucking hope. See, as great as it was.
What I would say is the better players are more likely to hit them.
Oh, yes, but
anyone is capable of scoring a world-class rocket goal, you know.
And what I would say, yeah, but I mean, then you've got players like Cyril Dessers who just aren't even capable of scoring, let alone doing that. But great goal. But I think most importantly here is the fact that Dundee United closed the gap. And, you know, 2-0 up against Arbroath, you need to be winning.
At home, I mean, Arbroath struggling to the ninth. Is this the result that could turn the tide? Potentially.
I would go as far as saying it's a disaster.
Dundee United now win their game in hand, and they would go top on goal difference. So, I mean, yeah, this game, come the end of the season, we could be looking back at this, and this could be the reason that Raith Rovers have not won the league.
It could be in Queen's Park. I think they're going down. I think the spiders, the web has ran out. The balloon has burst. They're going down. Let's talk about Saturday, though. In the Scottish Premiership, all games were on at once. We had Aberdeen, well, not at once, obviously, it was 5-3 and 1 at half 12, but Aberdeen get pumped 3-0. Barry Robson's out of a job soon.
I think Barry Robson's hanging on here. Yeah,
St Mirren even missed a penalty just to throw it in.
Aberdeen might have game in hands, but I mean,
they don't win them. What fucking good are they?
Yeah, at this point, they are falling behind like a massive amount of points, and I'm just not convinced. I am not convinced that Aberdeen are going to have a good season. I know they put up a poll who would get third place, and a lot of you guys thought it was strange that I never included Aberdeen in that poll. A lot of you guys think that I should have included Aberdeen in that poll. I personally don't see it that way. I personally think Aberdeen will be lucky to get top 6 at this rate. I think they're bad.
I think if they sack a manager, they could go on a run, though. Are they going to sack Barry? I'm not too sure. Right, Hearts came back for 2-0 down. I mean, you could say it's a great comeback, but they also got shafted as well, so...
Yeah, Alan Forrest threw on goal, brought down, definitely clipped, last man, should have been a goal, should have been a penalty, probably should have been a red card. VAR just decided not to give it.
The thing about this is, it's like Naismith is, you know, he could have got a win at Ibrox, right? He beat Celtic, he's won the Embra Derby, other crucial wins against St Mirren, and then he ends up being 2-0 down against Ross County. If Hearts are serious, they can't be fucking 2-0 down against Ross County at home, can they?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. I mean, you're looking at a game that Hearts should be winning here. Although what I would argue is it is good to come back from 2-0 down and actually not lose the game.
I feel like under Nielsen, they just won every game at home apart from the Old Firm ones.
Oh, they kind of did. I believe we went backwards. I think Nielsen was a better manager. I think we got better results. I think we looked a better team.
Yeah.
Under Nielsen, I just think we were better under Nielsen than Naismith. Is what it is. Derek Adams came out and said this is a great game for Scottish football, and it was a great advert for Scottish football, and it was two teams going at it.
He's changing his fucking
shit. And I feel like he was overpraising the game because of his controversial comments for 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I mean, it was an okay game of football. I don't think this was an advertisement for Scottish football by any means, especially with that terrible fucking decision. So yeah, it was just like, it was a 2-2 game. It was a good point for Ross County. Disappointing for Hearts to drop 2 points, but when you're 2-0 down and you don't lose, then I guess you've got to consider that half decent. But yeah, Derek Adams, I think he regrets what he said, and now he's coming out and
cringy.
Anytime Ross County put in a half decent performance, he's going to probably praise it as if it's the best thing he's ever seen. So
they could beat Real Madrid the way they're playing today. Right, Kelly. They scored late on, and then Dundee scored late on, cancelled it out. Disappointing for Kelly, but Tony Docherty, I heard there was a bit of fisticuffs on the...
Nah, Tony Docherty and Derek McKenzie are good friends.
Nah, I thought they were going to batter each other. According to BBC Scotland Sport, it sounded like it.
I think it was...
a bit, Derek's
I think it was more banter, to be honest. I think they worked with each other for years. You wouldn't have Tony Docherty wouldn't have been his number 2 for years, like if they weren't good friends.
I can accept banter, but I mean, a serious club conceding... I mean, you're conceding a last-minute goal to take you out of third place
against the newly promoted
Derek
side.
McKenzie's fucking Tony slapping his fucking arse on the touchline. What?
Well, no, but Docherty was just giving back what McKenzie was giving them a few minutes earlier, because McKenzie was going mental when they got the late minute winner. Well, he thought it was a late minute winner. Thought it to be a late minute draw, but whatever.
I mean, Gary Mackay-Stevens had a really good substitute appearance, and the man who wants to shop in Primark for his January transfer window signings got beat 3-1. He labelled it the worst half of football he's ever seen from Livy.
Can Livingston even afford to shop in Primark?
No, probably not. I mean, they'd be as well raking through the bins at the back.
It's not looking good.
What state of football club to turn around and say, we're going to have to shop in Primark?
It's embarrassing. It is fucking embarrassing.
See, what Celtic fans think Rangers' finances are currently, or what Livy's actually are.
Yeah, they have no money. Motherwell, I think, were 16 games without a win heading into this one. And, of course, they pick up a win against Livingston, who are the worst team in the league. I just don't see how Livingston stay up now. I'm looking at this table. I don't see it. I just don't have a case. You can't make a case. You could argue the situation they're in right now is a bit similar to the situation that St Johnstone found themselves in before they got rid of Stephen McLean. I would accept that, but I just think Stephen McLean, he got sacked earlier. St Johnstone had more time to turn it around. We're now at we're actually more than halfway through the season now. Livingston, I don't think, have the squad that St Johnstone. Not that St Johnstone have a great squad, But with that St Johnstone team, I think you felt that if they got rid of McLean and brought in a decent manager, that they would have a chance. With Livingston, though, I'm not convinced that if they get rid of Martindale, that they're going to bring in a manager and get this new manager bounce and win 2 or 3 games in a row. I just don't see that with this Livingston side. They've done well. They've punched above their weight. But I truly believe this is the year they will go down now, and I don't even think they're going to put up a fight.
No, they're not going to put up a fight. But it's like the manager bounce is one thing, but I mean, I could see them just get even worse with Martindale going. So
I think the only team they could catch is the team that's directly above them, Ross County.
And they've got 2 less games played, which is crucial. I mean, if Ross County's, I know one of them was against Rangers at Ibrox, right? But
now I would say the other team that was struggling was at Motherwell, but Motherwell have a better squad than Livingston, and now that they've won, this might kick them on.
Yeah, and Theo Bear, he's a good player, him. Let's go into the final game. A lot of drama, a lot of controversy still going on here today, the following day. But anyway,
every day.
Celtic win. The gap is 8 points. Oh, it's -8 in Glasgow. Aye, but take it away.
-8 in Glasgow, but what about the decisions, the VAR decisions, the lack of VAR decisions, the red cards, second yellow cards that weren't given, the 2 penalties that Rangers should have had that weren't given. Just a very controversial game. A shite game, a game that lacked quality, but a game that had, it had excitement. It was exciting, and obviously, I think it's because pretty much these games this season probably will determine who wins the league. So obviously, it's going to be exciting. Atmosphere wasn't great, I don't think, but I mean, it is what it is. We had a good goal for Kyogo.
No, the funny thing is, good goal for Tav. Funny thing is, right? Celtic fans are saying, "Oh, Turnbull was denied a penalty." That one where he
that wasn't a penalty. Even Chris Sutton came out and said there's nowhere near enough contact.
Also, Matthew Miles is saying that Dujon Sterling punched O'Reilly in the face deliberately. You know what I mean? Even Sutton said, "Oh, it's accidental." I mean, accept the W and just move on for the RIFC. All right, enjoy your all-inclusive breakfast, Matty, and move on. Live your life in Thailand, buddy. Because you know what? See, come May, they'll be 56, my friend.
I'm just not convinced that. I just don't see if Rangers weren't given 2 penalties. The first one on Dessers. If a Celtic fan wants to claim that's not a penalty, I'll accept it. I will even agree. But then you need to come on and you need to say that the goal that Rangers scored at Ibrox, that wasn't a foul. Dessers didn't foul Lagerbielke, therefore that goal should have stood. That you can't have it both ways. It was pretty much the same scenario as that one. So if that one got disallowed because that was deemed to be a foul, then this should have been a penalty because Dessers was in control, I guess, in possession of the ball. Alistair Johnston has attempted to get the ball, stuck his foot in front of Dessers, not got the ball, and then Dessers' leg is caught. Was it Johnston? Johnston's leg, and he's went down. So it was the same scenario as the Dessers on Lagerbielke in the last game, and that was deemed a foul. So therefore, this one should have been deemed a foul. But again, no consistency for the officials. And then people are clutching at this offside. The penalty wasn't not given because it was offside. The penalty wasn't given because it wasn't deemed to be a handball. The referee looked at it and did not deem it to be a clear and obvious mistake. It's not like they thought it was a handball, but the reason they didn't give it is because of the offside. That's not the case. They just did not think that handball was a penalty, right? So
they didn't give it, and then they've scrambled to find the fucking reason.
I just don't think Celtic fans can come out and claim, decisions anymore when they've clearly got away with a lot of decisions in this game. And I don't think Bernardo and Johnson should have still been on the pitch either.
No. I mean, that is 4 big decisions. And, I don't want to cry about decisions. I'm not even going to cry about it. See, at the end of the day, it's football, isn't it? Because apparently we've all the referees in our pockets, so maybe the envelope didn't get to Brother John this week, right? So I'll just back off and see the next Old Firm. Maybe the envelope will get to him. But it's like the boy who cried wolf, man. See if this was reversed, man.
Like, Ryan 118 can come out and say it doesn't matter.
Just deal with it.
Deal with it.
See if it was flipped.
But see if Celtic are see if these decisions see if Rangers are one here. Would Celtic fans just be dealing with it, or would barricades be getting thrown and shit like this and be a greeting match? That's what it is. It doesn't bother me. I had £100 on Rangers last time I bet that pile of shite, but still, Dessers is fucking pants. Let's look at the league table. So yeah, Celtic now top by 8 points. It just feels like Odd Rangers' hard work has been undone because I know they've still got 2 games in hand, but it's the same gap Michael Beale had.
Yes.
It kind of feels like nothing's changed.
I know.
And we're assuming here that Rangers are going to win. We don't know how they're going to respond to a defeat. There's
We'll
there's
find it
Tuesday. Yeah, we'll find it. But there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee here that Rangers. Achilles not going to be an easy game. They've already beat Rangers. Could beat them again. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Rangers do drop points in their 2 games in hand. So look, we'll see. But Celtic obviously they've got a game as well against St Mirren and it's St Mirren, Kilmarnock, 2 teams in the top 6. It's not you're not guaranteed this 8-point gap's going to be the same heading into the winter break.
Well, let's just say, the title fight is still on. January kicks off in 3 hours and 38 minutes, whatever. Whoever wins January, I'll go a big. Fabio Silva's a good signing, I think. Right? I think Celtic will sign big. I think Rangers will sign, Primark-esque, and all that good stuff. But realistically, what's going to decide this Old Firm, I think, is the 2 games in hand here and the next Old Firm. If Rangers lose, then it's done. You cannot lose 3. You can't. Can't you not?
No, not if you want to win the league.
Yeah,
because the Old Firm games are 6-pointers. So if you want to win, it's like that year Aberdeen came second. Had they lost 3 out of the 4 games against Celtic, and I believe the other one was a draw, and had Aberdeen, and I know it's a big if, right? But I'm pretty sure the games they lost against, I think every game they lost to Celtic was by 1 goal, and had Aberdeen won those 3 games instead of losing them, they would have won the league. And I get it, like that's a big fucking if. I know that, but that's just the point I'm trying to make is like the games between the first and second place team are massive, especially when you're playing each other 4 times a season. Might not be that big in England where you only play each other twice, but when you're playing each other 4 times, the games against your direct rival, the teams that are first and second to the title, they're going to matter. And if you're losing 3 of those games, the likelihood of you being able to overcome the team that's beat you 3 times and win more points in the other matches is next to none.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to know I would go as far as saying no. I don't think any Old Firm team would have lost 4 Old Firm games and won the league.
No, I mean, yeah.
I'd say 3 is probably the most, and even that's unlikely.
It's a 24-point swing.
Yeah, so I think for Rangers to win the league, they're going to have to win the next one.
No, they are, and it's at Ibrox, obviously. And here, it's like Rangers just got to take their chances, man, and they'll probably have a stronger team for them. But here, Celtic will probably have Carter Vickers back, and that's 2 Old Firms where Celtic have had a shite defence, and Rangers have done nothing. They've made them look great.
Aye, it's not good enough.
Not good enough.
One goal Rangers have scored against 2 makeshift Celtic defences, and it's been a set piece for Tavernier. So, I mean, but then again, you look at what Rangers have up front at the moment, and it's not really surprising.
Fucking donkey.
Hearts sitting in 3rd place. Lawrence Shanklin, could he decide the title? He could decide 3rd place. I'd be worried if Hearts did lose Lawrence Shanklin. I'd go as far as saying Hearts can't finish 3rd without Shanks. So if he is going to leave, the money would need to be great, and he'd need to be replaced straight away. It wouldn't be
3 million. Would you take it?
No.
4 million.
3rd place gets you guaranteed £6 million next season. So therefore, for me, Shanklin's at least £6 million.
Yeah,
because he's the difference between Hearts getting 3rd and not getting 3rd.
Rangers aren't paid 6 million. That's for sure.
He'd waste 6 million on it. So if it's a guy with a Brazilian sounding name like Danilo, it's all right.
Here, I'd pay 6 million for Shanklin, but I don't have 6 million to pay.
And
I'll give him a £5.
Kilmarnock could have went. I don't think they would have went 3rd. I think they would have still been 1 goal behind on the goal difference, but they could have went level with Hearts. That would have been massive. Got St Mirren with a big win, moving on 29 points. Hibernian with their game that didn't play, they've got a couple in hand now. I mean, Hearts are favourites to finish 3rd. They've got a game in hand and they've got a points advantage. They should be seeing it out, but just due to the amount of goals that Shanklin scores, if he isn't there...
Who didn't Hibs play?
Oh God, I don't know. Can't remember.
Wait, the Hibs no play?
No, Hibs didn't play.
Why?
I think it might have been St Johnstone. Got postponed.
Did it?
Huh? Anyway.
I don't even remember that. The forgotten game?
Aye. Anyway, so I think Hearts are favourites for Ford, and I think if Shanklin stays, they'll get it. I think it's as simple as that. And if he goes, I don't think they will get it. So there you go. Kilmarnock, I think Kilmarnock and St Mirren will be back. Will they both get third and fourth? I'd like to see Kilmarnock and St Mirren in Europe.
I'd like to see two different teams.
Something fresh. I know the likelihood is our best bet in Europe is what we had this year, which was the 5 biggest clubs in Scotland. But I've just been let down so many times. Obviously I want my own team to be there, but I don't think it does any harm seeing all teams get a chance. And I think Kilmarnock, they deserve a shot because obviously we know last time the New Saints, it wasn't even New Saints, it was Connors Quay Nomads, for fuck's sake.
It was the Nomads, bro.
That was embarrassing. So I think it would be nice to see Kelly get a nice wee run in Europe, even if it's only a couple of games.
Kelly?
See, when you qualify for Europe and you get knocked out in Wales, that's bad.
That is bad.
You're expecting a nice wee trip to Croatia or something like that, and you get fucking pumped in Wales by sheep. Come on.
Well, I was going to say Aberdeen are used to that, Kelly.
Well, that's true. Hibernian then didn't play, so they've got 2 games in hand. Dundee could have won, could have lost, ended up getting a point, not bad. Aberdeen dropped to 9th place now. Yes, they've got a bunch of games in hand, but you need to win those games in hand, and at the moment they just don't look like doing that. Now, if they do win their 2 games in hand over Hibs, they would go above Hibs. But I'm not convinced they'll do that. I just don't see this Aberdeen side getting 3rd place. They are 14 points behind Hearts, 3 games in hand. If they win them, the gap goes down to 5 points? But that's a big if.
It is a big if, and I think the problem is though with Aberdeen is it's at this point I just don't have any faith they can string any results together.
No, I mean they've lost 4 at Pittodrie this season and only won 3.
And I think there's potential their squad will get weaker in Jan. I think Miovski could go.
I agree.
Links with a Southampton move. And if Southampton come in with a bid, I mean, why wouldn't he go?
Yeah, it's just not been good enough.
It's a team that's going straight up to the Premiership, so...
Yeah, I think Miovski could be gone in January, and I think Livingston will be gone from the top flight come the end of the season. I don't see them staying in it, guys. So there you go. There's your review show. Bit late, bit out of date. Just all about next week now, isn't it?
It's about Tuesday.
So we're waiting on Tuesday, and then we have a break. I don't like the break, but I suppose we've got January transfer window, so got a shitload of transfers.
I'm actually glad I'm actually glad the Old Firm wasn't the last game because he's sitting here for 3 weeks dwelling on that sack of shite. That would have been soul destroying. But here, Rangers have lost 4 games this season out of 19 in the league. That's unacceptable. I know Beale was 3 of them, and that was quite early on. So I'm not gonna bury Clement for losing at Parkhead with a depleted team. But overall for Rangers, 4 defeats. Rangers are just lucky they just haven't drew. Imagine if Rangers drew a cup, they'd be fucking nowhere near them.
These games in midweek are going to be absolutely fucking crucial. See if Rangers win and Celtic lose. Advantage Rangers.
Don't be getting me excited now.
See if Celtic win and Rangers lose.
I'll be eating my all-inclusive.
I mean, you could argue it's pretty much done.
Rangers aren't going to lose to Kelly, are they?
They're not going to lose to... Kelly haven't lost the last... Kelly have 8 points out of 12 in their last 4 away games. Haven't conceded a goal.
With Fabio Silva coming in. The man with rosary beads on his arms.
I also believe Rangers will have a couple of decisions in their favour against Kelly.
Yes, because,
that's how they're going to...
for tat won't go on.
No, definitely won't. So Rangers, hard done by against Celtic. They'll be given a penalty against Kelly. I'd fucking bet.
One week is like the way you can bank. Rangers should bank on these decisions for the next Old Firm. They shouldn't be banking it. They shouldn't be using them against Kelly at home. Anyway, that's his SPFL review show wrapped up. Final one of the year with a lot of polls to get through. And to all the Rangers fans that are wondering why Rangers aren't on the best club of 2023, because we've been fucking shite, right? How can you honestly make a case that we've been better than Celtic in 2023? I'll talk about that more in that vid, but if you're suggesting that, you need your head looked at, man. Fucking bottled 2 finals and lost every Old Firm game that matters. Oh, I have a great year. Great year.